Hey, Zay, what you cooking, bruh?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Ins and Out with DT podcast. It is your boy DT Sensei. We got Caleb in the building. Another day of Commanders news and updates and much to discuss. This is the off season, and we have a very special guest join us tonight. We have Damien Bartonek. He is live with us tonight. Shout out to him for all the hard work he has done. You guys know him from Rigor Rags, you know him from Hog Having, currently award-winning sports journalist at his designated place. So, Damien, nice for you to join the Ins and Out D podcast tonight, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to talk about the Commanders, man. So we got a lot of money to be talking. I love talking money, man. So I'm excited for this.
That moolah, that money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's funny you say that because you were putting up some numbers on the timeline on X for everybody to get a little bit familiar about some of the things that Adam Peters and Dan Quinn can do to establish themselves in this off season. But before we get into that, let's just talk about your journey a little bit. We talked a little bit before you got on air and stuff. Just for like the up and coming guys who's trying to get into this business. Let's talk about your journey, man. I'm very big on people's journeys and stuff, especially us at this very young age. We're the next generation of content creators and potentially sports journalists. So just share some of the things some of the things you learn along the way.
Yeah. So for me, it's been a journey. I think that's a good word to describe it. I went to community college. That was my first initial start to even getting into this industry. I went to community college. I wasn't the best high school student. You're young, dumb, thinking that you're something that you're not, you know what I'm saying? And just went that route. Eventually had to go to Texas State to actually get my degree in this field of television communications. And throughout my entire time in college, man, I was just like, I know the best way to put me ahead of this of competition in this field is to write, bro. Put my name out there. Cover the teams I like. So I was covering the Commanders from Texas because I grew up a Commanders fan. I covered the Spurs. I covered Texas State. And every week, bro, like you could talk to the people at Rigos or Hogs Haven or Pounding the Rock or Air Alamo, University Star, bro. Every week I was getting at least one article written about every team. So in addition to school full-time, I was working full-time and I was, doing that stuff as well. So it was a journey. I think that's a great way to describe it. I started out in San Angelo, Texas, won a little award there, went to Tyler, and really had a really tough time in 2025 in this journey. But now 2026 has been great. I moved to Colorado Springs, covered the NFL for the first time. Covered the Broncos playoff run, was at the games, interviewing the players, and it's just been a blast. But yeah, it's been a journey, bro. A lot of hard work, very, very difficult. It's one of the most competitive fields. And I'll end it with this. I tell people all the time, think about it. Everyone wants to be on TV. Everyone wants to talk sports on TV. But throughout all universities in America, I would assume anywhere from 300 to 500 people each semester graduate with a degree in this field. So what are you going to do to put yourself ahead of them? Because what makes you special? You think just because you're entertaining or you're funny, you'll get on TV. But when the work needs to be had, who's going to put it in? You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of my perspective, is just know that, keep working. And yeah, bro, I'm at the end of the day, though, I'm glad to be here talking with the Commanders. That's all I know.
Well, definitely, man. That's definitely a heartfelt message. So we're going to go ahead and get started, man. I mean, I see you're very pumped about it. This conversation. So, I mean, me and Kayla, we've been going back and forth about how the season, actually started off season last year to how the season, eventually ended. A lot of injuries, especially some of the guys he signed, especially on the defensive line. Dorrance Armstrong got hurt. Dietrich Wise got hurt. Von Miller literally led the team in sacks. We thought he was just going to be a replacement for Dante Fowler. But then, of course, Jaden Daniels suffered some injuries, some setbacks, and things like that. The whole Terry saga. Just talk about how you felt overall about the 2025 season and things of this offseason.
Yeah. I think for me, disaster is like one of the first words that comes to my head. But I feel like disaster also kind of entails, in the world of sports at least, when you say someone was a disaster, it's kind of like someone has a part to play in it. But in reality, man, a lot of what happened to them really wasn't their fault. I mean, you cannot predict injuries, right? You cannot predict the quarterback gets hurt in a wild way, right? In wild manners, 1, 2, 3 times, right? I would say disaster, disappointment, obviously, but once you kind of understand that, okay, this is the kind of year it's going to be with all these injuries, you just kind of know, man, like you just know when once it starts rolling downhill, bro, nothing's going to stop it, Yeah. And so I would say those two words kind of stick out to me, but also, man, you just know that there's work to be done, and they're going to have a lot of money to make stuff happen, bro. I mean, they really, really are. And at the end of the day, we're still encouraged because Jaden Daniels, although he didn't play as great as he did in his rookie year, obviously there's a lot of context to that discussion. And I think year 3 will be something special.
I like that. I think, the injuries was very, very out of. We may have been the most injured team last year. I truly believe that we had like a lot, like week 3 from like throughout the whole season, like week 3 from week 10, where like my rookie getting hurt, Trey Amos getting hurt. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Josh Connolly for starting all the games and him improving week by week as the season went on. Jaden getting hurt, of course. Then you got the Terry situation. Then you got Noah Brown. Then you got Debo getting banged up here and there. Zach Ertz having a season-ending injury. My only thing I think compared to last offseason, a year ago, from today till what we're doing now, you got to spread that bread, brother. Like we had the bread last year, and there were certain players that we could have got. We could have got Hufunga. We could have got Tyler or Javon Holland. We could have got some of these players that we had the money to spend. For some reason, we just didn't do it. So this year, this year 3 is very, very important. Not only for Jaden, because his contract, he's going to be eligible for an extension soon. So we're gonna need to show some consistency here. We need to get the ball rolling. Not only that, but also for this front office too, with Adam Peters and the assistant GM that we have. We need to get some ballers in here. I need playmakers. Me and D have talked about this. I need playmakers on both sides of the ball. I need X factors. I need guys that defensive coordinators / offensive coordinators wake up Sunday mornings like, damn, I got to prepare for this dude this week. We need players like that. We have one in Jaden. We definitely have one with him and how he plays and how much of a blue chip player he is. Now we need something on defense. I need a safety. I need an edge rusher. I just need an impact player. I don't give a damn what position it is with that 7th pick. To me personally, we definitely need a premium position: corner, edge rusher. However you feel about linebacker, if you feel like that's a premium position, I wouldn't be mad if we got a wide receiver. Like I said, like everybody else, when we talk about the weapons, Damien, everybody in our division has a guy that they can go to when they need them the most. Dak has George Pickens. He has a CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Hurts has an A.J. Brown. He got a Devontae Smith or a Saquon Barkley. Jackson Dart got a Malik Neighbors. Like, we need one of those guys that fits in Jaden's timeline, whether it's a tight end, whether it's a receiver. Some people, we're going to talk about this later. Some people want running back. So we're going to talk about that for sure, probably on this podcast, but the defense needs to be addressed. Excuse my language. That shit is pitiful. That shit is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's not even an NFL defense. And last year I said we couldn't get any worse. I figured we would improve. We got worse.
Yeah.
We got worse. So, yeah.
No, I think they did. I think a lot of it too. Some of it came down to injury on defense, but also the players when they were healthy didn't play well, and that's why there was this ongoing discussion that I was having where I was kind of conflicted. I didn't think Joe Witt was very good, but at the same time, I didn't think the players were either. So how can I sit here and say, "Oh, Joe Witt is this terrible coordinator," when the players are horrible? They're playing horrible. There's no other way to put it. It's not his fault. Marshawn Lattimore was one of the worst corners in the NFL last year before he got hurt. It's not his fault. Quan Martin, according to a lot of metrics, is a bottom 3 worst safety in the NFL right now. That's not his fault. It's not his fault. Mikey Sanders still took a step back, right? Yeah. And you can put players in positions to succeed. I agree with that. But the thing is, you can't do everything for them. You can give them the ingredients, but at the end of the day, the product, the chef are the people that's on the field. They're the ones cooking the food. So so you said the S word, they got to turn chicken salad into chicken shit, right?
Yeah.
That's something that you gotta, figure out there. But what metric was Marshawn a bottom corner? Passer rating allowed was one. Obviously QBR allowed. Not only that, too, if you're a big fan of PFF grades as well, really bad. Really bad. He was in the 40s.
So
really bad.
I will say this, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted Flores, because of we got Durante Jones now. My question is, this defensive coordinator that we have right now, can he raise the floor of what we have? Joe Witt didn't even raise the floor.
Yeah. Well,
can Durante put Mikey in a better position? Can he blitz him from the nickel spot? That's what he did at Michigan. Put him in zone a little bit. He's not a man corner.
Yeah.
He's a guy that you can probably lurk around a little bit, put him in different positions. You got to move him around. Quan Martin, he needs to be around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Trey Amos, he's a good player. I like if you add another corner next to him, or on the other opposite side of him, I think he can definitely be a really good player in this league. And Dorrance Armstrong should not be your leading sack leader, in my opinion. He should be like your second guy. And you can get a wrecking ball in the middle, the D tackle position. I mean, Johnny Newton doesn't play a lot of snaps, but when he does get some type of reps, he does something. They need to continue the development with him. So this is something they got to do. Durante needs to be able to raise the floor on some of these players, put them in better positions to succeed, give them some upgrades, spend some money, and let's see, a different philosophy. I'm glad Dan Quinn went outside of his comfort zone for this hire, though. He could have just hired Raheem Morris and say, F it, I know him. He's going to do what I need him to do. He went against the grain, so let me hire a guy from a different defensive philosophy of what I'm used to, and let's see how this goes. So I can respect Dan Quinn for that, because this third year is important for him too. Because if shit hit the fan, it's going to be bad, and we've seen this historically in Washington before. But I got some type of belief that they can be better than last year. They have to be. They just have to. They have to. There's no excuse from now on. And me and DT have talked about this, so we're gonna get into the weeds of things though for sure with this pod. I like how this is going. I like this, DT. I like this, man. I like this.
So I mean, like, you talk about Durante Jones, but let's talk about David Blau. Though, what is your overall thoughts about them moving on from Cliff, then staying in house with David Blau? He's now becoming the play caller. He has a relationship with Jaden. He actually played under Cliff. He played under Ben Johnson, Kevin O'Connell. So we already know the sense that a lot of people have been talking about, them playing more in the center. We've seen that down the stretch of the season. It's going to be a slightly different thing for Jaden. We know he's very used in primary being shotgun and pistol, but now you're going to ask him to do 3 and 5 step drops, turning his back towards the defense. What is your overall thoughts on Blau becoming OC for this team?
Yeah, well, personally for me, them getting rid of Cliff, man, I wasn't really the biggest fan of it initially. especially because I wanted them. I said if they got Mike McDaniel, then like okay, then I'm fine with it, right? Hiring David, but there's nothing against him either. It's just that obviously mentally you're thinking into this. Okay, it's year 3 of Dan Quinn. Had a bad year. They probably shouldn't give a first-year coordinator, first year, let alone 2 first-year coordinators, this level of promotion. So initially, that's what I was thinking. Obviously, I did have my issues with Cliff a little bit, just because I felt like they didn't really maximize what Jaden could do, because I feel like putting a player like him just in the gun the entire time, while there are benefits, there are also things that he can do under center that also help the offense too. It seems like in Cliff's offense a lot, it was very it wasn't very dynamic, and it was kind of very linear, right? The receivers do one thing, the quarterback does the other, and if one person doesn't hold up their end to it, then it's basically we're SOL. But when you're under center, you can do a lot more with it, especially in the play action game, right? Not only that too, my question is not only just the under center thing, but like, what are we going to do with personnel groupings? Are we going to see a lot more 2 and 3 tight end sets, right? Because in Seattle, that's what they do a lot of too. And I feel like that's kind of the ultimate mismatch, is because it forces defenses to put these 3 linebacker sets in. And I'll love and respect my linebackers, but if I got an athletic tight end, it don't matter what linebacker you got. You know what I'm saying? He's getting cooked. So
unless you're Fred Warner, that's probably all we do.
and get well soon to my man Fred Warner.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully he's the same player. But no, that's kind of my thoughts. Is I like the promotion. I'm personally still a little bit kind of like hesitant. I'm not saying I'm not a believer in him, but it's obviously a big leap from kind of having a practice script that you would give Coach Quinn to now calling the plays. It's essentially going to be all on him. But having all this experience under a KOC, Ben Johnson, Cliff as well, we could have a guru on our hands. You know what I mean? And who knows if Washington goes 7-10 next year, hypothetically, but the offense is good, the defense isn't good, they might just promote Blau. There are positives to this. Regardless of whether the Commanders, are great next year, right? So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I got you. I'm kind of with the same sentiment. I feel like as of right now, I have a little bit more confidence in a little bit more of a sense with Jones, even though we haven't even seen the type of players that he's going to get. But the simple fact of him actually calling plays at any type of level, he called plays at LSU, he called plays for a couple of years at Bowie State. He has a feel of putting a game plan together. He has a feel of prepping and making adjustments during halftime when his defenses are being attacked a certain way, and he comes back. We haven't really seen that at all with David Blau. It's like it's a big question mark for David Blau. Yes, I know people have mentioned that he called plays during like the ultra scrimmages against the offense and the defense during training camp, but this is an entirely different ball game when you're literally calling plays week 1 against maybe Seattle or some of the teams that we're going to be playing this upcoming season. So the biggest benefit though is they at least have some type of continuity with some of the staff and also some of the players, especially with the offensive line and Jaden. Now, I just feel like they got to get some playmakers around 5 to make some of this stuff work.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest positive thing for me, the more I think about both of these hires, I think they're both really good teachers. Durante has coached at every level, from high school to outside the NFL. So he's taught at different age groups. So he knows how to communicate. Like he's taught high school kids in the DMV area. He's been to LSU. He's been to different NFL programs. I truly believe he's a teacher. So he can help some of these young players have the right habits, especially the ones coming in this draft, and also free agents too. And I think the same thing with David Blau. I think when TJ Hawkinson got traded to the Vikings, David Blau was a practice squad quarterback. He taught some of TJ Hawkinson the playbook. Like he taught him some of the playbook while he was there as a practice squad quarterback. So that just shows that he has some type of knowledge of being a teacher and putting things together. Hey, don't run this route this way, or Jaden, you need to take this certain drop back on this certain play. You need to be ready to look this way if the defense is going to give you this. So I truly believe these guys are teachers. Now, can they put together a full game plan as being first-time play callers, knowing how to adjust between the first and fourth quarter? If team, like you said before, if teams are going to attack you in a certain way, Durante, how are you going to adjust on the fly? You got to be able to adjust on the fly in the NFL. Same thing with David Blau. If the defense is only going to allow you this certain, if they're going to stop the run, what are you going to do if you got certain limitations on offense? So that's my one question for both of these coordinators. How do they adjust on the fly? How do they call plays in sequences? You got to be able to call a good game plan throughout the whole game. That's why guys like McVay and the Shanahans of the world, that's how they get their money. That's why they're some of the best, because they know how to call plays in sequences, how to attack defenses. Them being teachers, like I said before, got no issue. I truly believe that with the information that I've received. Calling plays, we got to see this happen on the field. Hopefully it can happen, because if we get a Jim and David Blau, don't let him out the door. DQ, I'm sorry, brother. You gotta go. Yeah. We gotta keep you here. So yeah, that's my take on it.
All right, so let's go ahead and ask a couple questions. So, what are some particular things that you feel like needs to be prioritized this off season for the Commanders? We know we got to spend money, but where particularly would you want to spend that money at?
We're talking about both sides, right? Both sides of the ball?
Both sides, yes.
Oh, all right. So ideally, right, they need to spend on 1 to 2 edge rushers, 1 to 2 linebackers, 1 to 2 players in the secondary, maybe even 3, right? Offensively, it's really simple. They just need a receiver and a tight end, really. On the interior, you can retain Chris Paul. That unit in general is fine. Obviously, you can still upgrade at center and left guard where Chris Paul plays, but that's fine, really. The offense, obviously, we need to help Jaden out here and get him some pieces, but at the end of the day, we've also seen him carry a not very good offense and a team to the NFC Championship game. Obviously, we don't want him to go through that again, but as long as 5 is healthy, you're going to have a chance here. I mean, that's just reality. But in terms of specific players, if you want me to get into that too, I think it's very, very simple. Tariq Woolen, and I'm not saying this just because I know him. Side note, he was actually the first player I've ever interviewed in the NFL. He's a great, great young man, but he's also he's a great competitor as well, right? I think Tariq Woolen would be a fantastic fit. Durante Jones, we were speaking about him a little bit earlier. They run their base defense in terms of their personnel grouping at the 3rd highest clip in the NFL, and they have either 3rd or the 1st, and then they stack the box at the highest rate as well. So a lot of times you're going to have these corners that are going to line up at least kind of on this island. They're going to be required to do a lot more. And a guy like Tariq Woolen, I mean, that's just in his background, 6'4", 6'5", ran, 4.4 40, right? I think he's a great competitor. Someone like him, or even a Jalen Watson, right, from the Chiefs, another 6'2", almost 6'3" corner, really good eyes. I think he's a player that I would really like. In terms of safety, I like Ronnie Hickman a lot from the Browns. He's a restricted free agent, but really good in coverage. Young player, very young player. I think he's a very, very, very good player. I would pay the extra for a player like him because he's ascending. If we want to get bigger, faster, stronger, he's fast, he's strong, and he makes plays on the football. I mean, what more do you want? Even a guy like Jalen Thompson, he's 28, but I think he's a solid player. But they need a safety, they need a corner, absolutely 100%. And I don't know what's a bigger need, those 2 positions or edge, because they need an edge really bad, at least 1 and preferably 2. Boye Mafe would be a good fit there. He's older, but if you can get him for cheaper, Trey Hendrickson, I would still look after him because he gets you, when he's healthy, 16, 17 sacks in a season if he's still the same player, which I don't care. how old you are. 16, 17 sacks is ultra impactful. But Boye Mafe, Odafe Owe, Kwity Paye, Jalen Phillips, if you can get him for a little bit cheaper, I wouldn't mind that. If they sign two guys, even Kingsley and Igbari from the Packers, if you can sign 1 to 2 players there at that position, you don't need these superstar talents. When I hear people say, "Oh, well, this free agent class isn't great," well, I'm not going to curse, but like, what free agent class is ever great? They're never great. Like, and then all of a sudden you see a team that spends a lot of money, like the Patriots, where they signed a whole bunch of not great players, and they're in the damn Super Bowl. So that's irrelevant to me, right?
Good point.
Go ahead.
And like Milton Williams, he was an ascending player for Philadelphia. And like we know, like Philadelphia, they always want to draft at the defensive line. It was just his time, and then eventually he leaves Philadelphia, and he becomes the man over there. Like they were wrecking dudes in the AFC. Like, so I agree. I definitely agree.
And then I'll just finish on the linebacker part.
Okay, that's interesting.
They got a lot of good linebackers in this class, man. Devin Bush, Devin Lloyd, Quay Walker, Leo Chenal's decent. I think he's a solid player. I know I'm missing a couple more, and the first 3 that I just gave you, Quay Walker, Devin Lloyd, Devin Bush, any one of those I would throw the $12 to $13 million a year for, because every single one that I just mentioned wore the green dot. Like they, and I hate to, like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, we need someone that can play Mike, and it's like, well, it's not as simple as like it used to be back in the day where you're running 4-3 and like there's like a solidified Mike, right? I mean, technically you have 2 inside linebackers. Really, the Mike is just the guy that wears the green dot. You know what I mean? But any one of those 3. I mean, if we come out of this right, you guys talk to me again in late March, and they signed one of Tariq Woolen, Jalen Watson, one of them. They signed a Ronnie Hickman or a Jalen Thompson or someone along those lines. They signed Quay Walker, Odafe Owe. They signed Jalen Phillips, and then we're talking about a defense that's extremely improved, younger, faster, and last point. All I've done is make 2 cuts and 2 restructures, right? Marshawn Lattimore I cut, Will Harris I cut, extended Cosme, not extended, restructured Cosme, restructured Kinlaw. They're at almost $124 million in cap. They got money, okay? They got money. They got plenty of assets here. They can make it happen.
Cut Will Harris.
They should. If we're gonna get bigger, faster, stronger, it makes no. You're gonna save $4 million, and for someone that wasn't very good last year when he did play, is 30 years old and just broke his leg last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it makes sense to keep him.
A lot of the fans, Damien, they feel like because Durante mentioned Will Harris, Quan Martin, and all these other guys, that he values them and he's going to keep them on the team. Yeah. Now we can definitely upgrade. We can upgrade anywhere. We do need to, like you said before, we just need to spend a lot. Like you even mentioned Nick. Nick Cross is a guy I think that I would like to have on this team.
Yeah.
Like 24.
Yeah.
25. I know DT mentions him a lot, and I didn't think he was an unrestricted free agent, which is crazy. And I think Greg Newsome is also available too. So they need to get guys that are 26. Even when we got Frankie Louvu here, he was 20-something years old. If you get some guys like that, don't give them 1-year deals. Give them multi-year deals, in my opinion. Now, the Trey Hendrickson thing, I'm not opposed to it. I guess DT knows me, bro. I got a little PTSD when it comes to us getting older players in here. I know he's great when he plays. He's a crazy pass rusher. DT, you on mute. He laughing right now.
I put it on mute for a reason because I'm laughing at you. But go ahead.
But I wouldn't mind bringing Trey Hendrickson here, but he wouldn't be my first preference. I would definitely like the edge rushers you talked about, and then still try to get an edge rusher in the 3rd round in the draft for sure. But that 7th pick that we have, you need to get a player that can immediately play at a high level, off the rip, no development. Like he doesn't need to sit and all of that crap. He needs to be able to play. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of the 7th overall pick, Damien, where are you at in terms of if the board falls? Is there a particular player you feel like it's like you got to run the card up? This guy will be a game changer for the Commanders on either side of the ball.
No, I don't think there's one at that spot. There's going to be one where I'm like, oh my God, they just have to get him, because where they're picking at, there's going to be multiple options. And so I feel like with these options, they can't go wrong either way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe run it up there if there's a guy that you like personally. But for me, when I look at someone like Caleb Downs, right, Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Mansour Delane, I've seen, I don't know what's going on with the Arvell Reese thing. People are saying Arvell Reese might be, I mean, any one of those guys, right? Defensively or even offensively, like Carnell Tate. The only one where I would kind of take a step back and I'd have to be like, whoa, like it's one of those moments where, like, you know, the Kendrick fans where they listen to them rap and they're like, you're not hearing him though. You're not hearing him. That's something like with me, I would have to be like with Adam Peters, I'd be like, maybe I'm not hearing him. Is like if they drafted like Jeremiah Love, then I'd be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. You know, like that's you know.
So wait, hold on. Let's time out. So Damien, with the 7th pick of the draft, the Commanders select Jeremiah Love. What is your first thing that comes to your head?
Who do we sign in free agency? That's what it comes down to. Honestly.
Let's say we sign the guys that you listed before.
If they sign everyone I've said that they should sign, right? And they draft Jeremiah Love, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
If they, but again, they would have to draft or sign an immense, like literally. I'm not saying I know everything, but what I am saying is, if they hypothetically sign like a lot of guys where I'm like, man, like this guy's good, right? And everything, every time I say like they should sign this player or something, like it's based on the numbers, right, and the tape, but like the numbers really help me out. Analytics, I'm a real big analytics guy. So like I'm not saying, oh, this guy's good, having never watched him play, right? So if they sign these players who are good, right, like we've talked about, and they draft Love, a part of me is like, oh man, like this better work out. But another part of me is like, boy, if this does work out though, like, yeah, I mean, think about it, like Jahmyr Gibbs, like imagine like a Jahmyr Gibbs, a Saquon Barkley, right? Like even Derrick Henry, like in his prime, right? I mean, technically he kind of still is in his prime, right? CMC, right? And there's so many running backs, Jonathan Taylor, right? Like imagine a guy like that with Jaden Daniels. Ultimately, you can't stack the box already because you have Jaden there. You can try to bracket Terry, but I mean, ultimately, Jaden's just so accurate. I mean, it's just kind of pick your poison. But let's say, you know, you don't stack the box. You're going to let Jeremiah Love essentially hit that second level for free a lot of times. Like, bro, that's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough to deal with.
Especially with the O-line we have.
Yeah. Like I said, it just depends on how they attack free agency. But
I agree.
If they knock it out of the park and they draft Jeremiah Love, oh boy, I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I know it's probably a hot take, just like, you know, I don't know if we want to get a Duran thing later, but yeah, it might be another one of my hot takes, I guess. But yeah, man, it'd be crazy.
Okay.
You said Duran, like Duran Payne?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw I had a tweet go viral like the other day, where I was talking like, don't be surprised if they trade, you know, Duran trade or release him because of his cap hit. I mean, we talked about how like they'd have 123, and I haven't even touched like Duran's number. I mean, he's at almost $28 million. And if you cut him, you save 16.3 and you have no hit next year. Number one. Number two, you can restructure and maybe add an extra year. But do I think it's likely that he would want to do something like that? I mean, he turns 29 later this year. He'd hit the free agent market at that point, entering 30, right? His age 30 season. I just don't see it's likely. And a lot of people agreed, but a lot of people disagreed and said, you know, we're just going to create another hole. And my counter to that is they already have another hole. That room's not good enough either. You know what I mean? And again, I've interviewed Duran. I think Duran. I know a lot of people saw the punch with John Allen and Amon-Ra, whatever. But I've spoken to this man off air, like off the air. Like I think he's a good young man. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, though, like I got to call a spade a spade. You look at the numbers, you look at the impact. He's not very good against the pass, right? In terms of TFLs, he's not very good either. In terms of win rate against the run, he is good. Against the pass, not so much. So, is that worth $28 million to you? No. So if I pose the question, okay, well, would you rather have John Franklin Myers and Kenny Clark for $25 million together, or would you have Duran for 28? I think you would be insane if you said, oh, I want Duran for 28. I think you'd be crazy. I think a rotation of JFM, Kenny Clark, both of which
got a point.
Be free agents,
Javon
Kinlaw and Johnny Newton, right? I know Johnny Newton's kind of like the stepchild we don't want to talk about, but you have those four in rotation. That's a much better rotation. $28 million, guys. I want people to understand that $28 million against the cap. Look at who gets paid that in the NFL and on defense. And you tell me if he's in the realm of that level of player. You'd be crazy if you said otherwise, right?
That boy cooking.
Yeah.
That boy cooking right now.
and I want to add this, Damien, because this is the thing, and I love Duran too.
Yeah.
But I also understand that the other factor is that nobody's really talking about is I think even for this defense, they're going to have to add another D tackle anyway. Because you're going to need a strong rotation, and you're in a deep defensive tackle draft. I would not be shocked if they be like, hey, there's a defensive tackle here, best player available on the board. We're going to snatch him up. And you also got to think about what to do next year. Because me personally, I don't see Duran being here next year, even if they try to keep him. Like $28 million, that can go to like some other player, cool to a wide receiver or corner.
And even this past year, I was praying and begging them to trade him at the deadline. I wanted him gone at the deadline. Because that would have been the best value you could have gotten for him at that point in time. Now, what are you going to get for him? I don't know, a fourth? Like I don't see us getting.
I'm not mad at that though. You're not mad at that either.
No. I'm not mad at it, but compared to what I could have gotten I probably still wouldn't have got a second anyway. I probably would have got a third at best, but I mean, you get something. So depending on what AP picks, what player he gets in the draft with that pick, if they trade him, that player definitely has to be productive for sure. So yeah, man, he cooking. That boy cooking with that Duran tape.
Hey, I'm a man of many things. I'm not a liar. A liar is not one. All right. I'm telling you, he's better on the roster for his worth rather than trading him. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I heard that too. But the thing is, like I told someone else, this defense has sucked with him with a bunch of young four first round picks around him, and it sucked with the retirement home around him, right? Like we just saw. His worth, unless he's Aaron Donald, right? Unless he is an upper echelon, Leonard Williams, right? Like a upper echelon D tackle. That's the only way you keep him at $28 million. You keep him on the roster, period, let alone at $28 million. And again, I'm sorry for addressing the comment. I'm just addressing what I see right here. They said maybe a restructure, right? And that's possible. But if you restructure, so you add an extra year, you save $7.6 million. So that cap hits still 19 point. It's still almost $20 million. Like that is crazy. And then you have to eat the $7.6 million hit the following year for a player who we've been talking about probably won't be here.
Yeah, and the only time he really goes off, Duran really goes off if it's his contract year.
Yeah.
Because him having 11 and what he had 11 and a half sacks.
Yeah,
he was a half a sack away from the defensive tackle franchise record here for sacks. It's the only time he really be going crazy. Other than that, I mean, he's cool, but like I need dogs, man, and he's a good player. He's a good player, but like I need impactful players, and he'll be 30, and he's not. He don't need to be demanding no type of crazy money anyway. When you pushing 30, damn near 30, and you haven't been consistent throughout your career with your numbers, so I wouldn't mind if they traded him. Like a smoke.
He said he must have heard me. Nah, brother, I think you must have heard me. That's what I think. Nah, all love.
Yeah, so that's an interesting debate because I think us and our fan base and a couple of our group chat, we kind of been going back and forth about the whole Payne situation because it's like, why keep people and everybody keep talking about holes and stuff like that, but we're not getting no production for 28 million. 28 million to me is like consistent, maybe like at least 3-time Pro Bowl player. And like, I don't see that with Payne.
Oh, it's not Pro Bowl. It's all pro. You make almost $30 million. You're an all pro player. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of where we're at. I think too, kind of going into the debate too about like this free agency class. People are like, oh, so-and-so is going to get like $30 million because it's a weak class. Like, we were all born that night, not last night. Like, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, if a player is not an ascending talent that you see that has an all pro level kind of trajectory that they're on, they ain't getting no dang $30 million, right? Shout out to Alec Pierce. That's one guy where I've heard on 106.7 The Fan out here in Colorado when I'm listening to him. I'm like, they're talking about Alec Pierce getting $30 million. I'm like, boy, I don't know what $30 million. Maybe in Madden, not in real life, you know. But like I was saying though, yeah, I agree. 28 million, 3-time Pro Bowl, but in my opinion, bro, you got to be all pro. I mean, to be touching 30 million a year. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing I want to ask you. So you point out wide receiver. So there's a certain wide receiver who really crashed out all the way in San Francisco.
Yeah, he crashed out.
He has a great relationship with our quarterback. How would you feel? Are you against the Brandon Ayuk to DC thing, or you're just like, let's take a shot? Like this, I overall feel.
Yeah, I think if this was the previous regime, I know they wouldn't vet the situation. So I would obviously be hyper skeptical because they wouldn't have even done their homework, right? With this regime, though, I do think they would vet the situation, and if he was brought in, they got some sort of clearance grace where they can trust the situation to not deteriorate, right? So to answer, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be fine with it, but it also comes down to the money, right? If I'm here talking about Daron Payne can get 20, you know, I've been reading some people discuss. They said, oh well, maybe Ayuk will get 20 million, and I'm like, 20 million what? Like 20 million pesos? Like you are like not $20 million, right? So right. I think for me, it all comes down to the money. But I wouldn't be opposed, even though, you know, it kind of deteriorated in San Francisco, just because I would trust that they would figure out the situation if they brought him. You know, obviously he's coming off injury and all that good stuff. Now, the only thing I would worry about is if they say, like last year, like, oh, we brought in Debo. Oh, we brought in Ayuk. We're good. Like, no, we're not good. We're not good, actually. They need to go out and still get a Romeo Dobbs, in my opinion, who I really, really like, right? Mm-hmm. They need to get another talent there as well alongside Ayuk, or they can draft one. But in my opinion, I think, you know, if you can get a Dobbs for 17 million, you know, on a 2 or 3 year deal, 17 million per, I think that's totally fine. You're going to have a lot of money going forward, man. I mean, they really are. The cap not only goes up, but a lot of these guys are going to get kind of aged out too. So, but sorry, that was another long answer, bro. Nothing with the Commanders is simple. You know, nothing with this damn team is easy to.
Bro, I just went on a rant damn near 15 minutes ago. It's all like, no, it is what it is. But like, the Ayuk thing, it's about the money. I just. DT has heard me say this before, and I've said this even on X. I want a receiver that I feel like that can fit in Jaden's timeline. So, like, an Alec Pierce is one of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how old Wan'Dale Robinson is.
26.
I wouldn't be opposed to getting him. I think Ayuk will be. I think he's 28 now.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll turn 29. I guess during the season next year. I care about the age too.
Yeah, he turns 28 next month.
Okay, so okay. If you add Ayuk, I still want us to get another receiver
Oh yeah. Getting IU is not going to stop you from getting a not.
Yeah.
See, they have to address the room. Period.
And let's not forget, brothers, that tight ends are also a part of the receiving game too. So, and Isaiah Likely would be very good here. Like in this day and age in football, 2026, tight ends are really part of your receiving room. They really are. You look at guys like Kittle and Kelsey, and you look at guys like Trey McBride or Brock Bowers, like guys like that. Bro, stop asking me about Sonny Styles, man. Everybody.
So they said Wandale just turned 25.
Oh yeah, then bring him in. But one thing, Damien, that this fan base, and I'm a victim of it too. Each time we get new information, we want different players every day, every week.
Yeah.
We see a mock draft with Daniel Jeremiah saying Sonny Styles at 7. You've seen some mock drafts say Caleb Downs. I've seen some that says Carnell Tate. I've seen some that says Jeremiah Love. And I've recently seen this is one account. There's just one account. He's been pushing this Mansour Delane propaganda. He's been pushing that agenda at 7 in the last week or so. So I know we haven't really talked about that 7 pick too much, but what are some other guys that you feel like at 7 you think it's a home run for AP?
David Bailey, easy home run. Ruben Bain, we were talking about how they have a hole there. He probably doesn't play the edge at the next level. Don't care. If you're a great inside,
impactful. Yeah.
I don't care. I literally don't care. Mansour Delane, I do like a lot. He's very sticky in man coverage, man. I mean, he's a really good player. It wouldn't be like the sexy pick, but at the end of the day, too, I think it also like we've been talking about free agency. Like that's what it kind of depends on. But Mansour Delane, if they just signed kind of like a couple of depth pieces and they said, you know what, we're going to draft him at 7, or even in a trade back, let's say they get to like 9 or 10 and they grab him, I couldn't complain too much. Outside of that, I do like Sonny Styles, but the thing is linebacker is probably, in my opinion at least, other than like quarterback, it's one of the hardest positions to project at the next level.
Yes.
And the learning curve takes not just 1 year.
Yes.
A lot of times it takes multiple. So I'm of the belief that I'd rather just pay a linebacker that already knows and that's already good right now and move forward with that rather than have to worry about the learning curve that will await. So Sonny Styles I do like, but I'd probably pass at 7. Carnell Tate, obviously, I think would be awesome. Jordan Tyson, a lot of people worry about the injuries. I think that's something to discuss, but I think he's a dog. And I like Malachi Lemon a lot too, man. I do. I like him a lot too.
Lemon, yeah, he fire. If he was above 6 foot, he'll
top 5 pick. Yeah,
he'll be probably the best receiver in the damn class if he was 6 foot.
and I think we need to get back on the last name Love. So we had Bryce Love and it didn't work out. I think, bro, if they hit a home run, if the Commanders hit a home run in free agency and they draft Jeremiah Love, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be ready. I'll be ready for Madden 27 to drop so I can play with Jeremiah Love and Jaden on the team. Pause. I think it'd be great.
Sonny Styles, because we've had these discussions online. Like, I like Sonny Styles as a player, but when you look at the middle linebacker position, not only what you said, but most of these linebackers that are great or elite in the NFL, they're 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks.
Yeah,
like Fred Warner was a late, third round pick. Yeah,
he was a 5th round pick, and he was started safety at BYU.
Even the defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schlesinger, he was a 2nd round pick. So projecting linebacker is very, very difficult in this day and age in the NFL. Did he freeze? He froze, man.
He's only saying that because of Notre Dame problem. Nasty.
Yeah, for real.
Oh man, love it. 7 though, bro. I gotta. Boy.
You like it or you don't like it?
I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, like you gotta be like a game changer, bro. If I'm picking you at 7,
I think
like
he can be. I know. I think he is a game changer.
yeah,
Hopefully, we get Damien back.
yeah,
I think he is a game changer. But like he said, like you gotta spend that moolah.
I love Love. I just
Him and Jaden would go crazy, bro. Like even the RPO, even some of the read option stuff, like even Love as a receiving threat, he can be productive. I don't know, man.
oh my god, bro. This dude.
This Jeremiah Love is it? Jeremiah Love is a great player, blue chip prospect. I wouldn't agree if we picked him, but I would understand it. And if it works out, it works out. I ain't gonna push back on it. I'm just not a big fan of drafting running back so early. But he's an impactful player. I will say that. But you got to go crazy in free agency. But Jeremiah Love would be special. He is special. He is.
I mean, I just been seeing people talk about Love. I see people talking about Styles. Now, the one argument I would say about Sonny Styles is how deep the linebacker class is. We don't necessarily have to take.
Yeah.
Now, I would trade back and get some assets and take them maybe like 11, 11 to 13, something like that. But there's guys after him that's like, yeah, these linebackers were hard to play, and maybe in like day 3. Love is the only one I would Love is the only one I would take in terms of running back because he's by far that has the best first round grade.
There he is.
Damien, you back?
It's loading on my screen. I got like a buffering thing.
You got buffering? Yeah, I think it's buffering on my end too. We'll wait and see he come back. Love and Bill is a better couple than Bill and any available free agents for the next few years. Cost-wise too, though. Cost-wise as well, because
well, yeah.
Let's not trade behind Dallas.
So Smoke, Love and Bill.
Hey, he's back.
There he is. There he is. So, DT, bring that comment. Bring Smoke's comment back up, and I want to see what Damien thinks about this.
So, Love and Bill is a better combo than Bill and any of the available free agents for the next few years.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think Love and Bill is a better combo than Breece Hall and Bill, Kenneth Walker or Bill? I'm not even gonna mention Rashad Wright.
I mean, but like I said though, like you're paying those guys when Love and Bill is gonna be more.
Yeah, it's gonna be cheap, but also, I think from what a lot of people who are evaluating, especially right now, as well as like what I've seen, like Love is one of the better prospects we've had, especially coming out of the draft. Like he was a better prospect than like Kenny Walker and the guys we've just mentioned. Right? I do think they're good players though. I think Kenneth Walker is awesome. I think Breece Hall is awesome. But would you like Kenneth Walker at 12 million, or would you like Bryce Love at 4? I mean, not Bryce Love, Jeremiah Love at 4, right? Like that's tough, bro. And you have a room of those two together making $5 million a year. Or like I think Kenny Walker is gonna get paid, man. I think he's gonna get paid. And dude, I think he's probably the best back in the free agency class. And I would like Love a little bit more. Not only that too, if we're getting Travis Etienne, like Travis Etienne was one of the best prospects of his time in his class, and it didn't really work out. So you can have that kind of opinion on it, but for me, dude, I like Love a lot, man. I like Love a lot. I think he's really good.
But I think he's good too. I don't think you heard me. Oh yeah, you wasn't in the you wasn't on here. I'm skeptical of drafting running back so high, especially when you have certain needs on this team. Like that's just me personally. I'm not saying Love isn't a good player. He's a great player. But is running back a premium position I'm picking in the top 10? I don't know. That because I don't. To me personally, I don't view it as a premium position.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I don't need. If I can get backs that can fit my running style scheme, they will be productive with what I run. You look at the Lions offense, even before they had Gibbs, they had who was that guy, DT, that they had? He had like 13 rushing touchdowns, but he had a lot of them was in the red zone.
Talking about Williams?
Yeah, they had guys like that. Even Philly, before they got Saquon, Miles Sanders had a good year. They got a back that can fit the scheme, and they ran it efficiently. So if I can get something, because everything starts in the trenches. We have the trenches. If I can get a back that fits my run scheme, I'm going to be productive. Especially when I have Jaden in the backfield to take some of that pressure off the running back too, because he will do that. That's how I view it. So
Yeah.
that's just me and how I view the game, especially from the running back position. I don't view it as a premium position. That's just me.
I think it's a premium position depending on the talent. Like I think Jahmyr Gibbs makes it a premium. I think Saquon makes it that, right? So if you and I, like, for example, let's say we had the ability to draft what do you say we in a premium bid.
No, he ain't wrong.
No, he's not. But like I was saying,
not
like
wrong.
let's say we could draft, like, right now, Jahmyr Gibbs right now. Like, let's say we could draft him.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, all of our tunes would change. We'd say, hey, okay, it's a premium position now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
Yeah,
all right, it's pretty damn important now. So that's what I just think it comes down to how good the talent is. And if you have a chicken Caesar salad, right? Obviously, for the offense, the chicken's the quarterback, right? It's the most important part. But the dressing is that running back, man. And you can't have a good Caesar salad without a good running back. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have it without a good dressing. And so, I mean, look at it this year in the Super Bowl this year. The Seahawks win that game. Kenny Walker is Super Bowl MVP. He's phenomenal. Last year, although Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP, we all know where the sausage was made for that Eagles team. We know it was 26 every single game, right? And I think, although they're not the position that gets paid the most, dude, when you have a good running back, a great running back like that, it just elevates the entire offense, man. It just makes life easier. And we spent plenty of time talking about how this team needs to help out Jaden too. I mean, it's really hard to say you can help him out. Maybe another receiver, obviously, would be a little bit more, but damn, a good running back would do a lot.
Another thing that would help too will be ball control and helping the defense be.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing when we talk about, like, Cliff. Yeah, they were running the ball and stuff. They were ranked ninth, things like that. But that we were running no huddle so much that
at an absurd rate.
We didn't really kill the time, and our defense was already bad. They're just on the field 24/7. And I think for a defense that you're trying to get them adjusted to a potentially new scheme, new players trying to learn the language and stuff. Jeremiah Love, he's dynamic with 5. You're forcing people to be in the box. Terry can take some shots. Whoever you got, wide receiver, tight end, get one coverages. That makes Jaden's job easier. And then, you're going to put points up, and then all you got to do is just get after the quarterback.
Another thing, too, of how you can look at it, from another different perspective is, like, David Blough's a first-time play caller. He needs a guy that he can lean on, an offensive weapon he can lean on. This is my bailout right here. Let me get him the ball. Let me put him in this. Let me put Jeremiah Love in motion. Even if it's receiver, let me put Cornell Tate in motion. Or let me get a Mekhi Lemon, put him in motion. Or Jeremiah Love, let's just get him the ball, find a way to get him the football. I'm a first-time play caller. I need a guy to rely on until I can, get in the groove.
Mm-hmm.
So I can look at it from that standpoint where David Blau, he needs a bailout on offense. You can look at it from that perspective and why you would want a Jeremiah Love, and I can understand that. It's just, I wouldn't mind it, but it's like, okay. But I could understand why they would get a Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I think
understand why.
I think also how you feel about it and how I feel about it will change after free agency. If they hit home runs in free agency, I think a pick like that would be like, you know what? I'm not even mad at it. But if they have a bad free agency and they pull up with something like that, then we're like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Like, what is this? So, I from right now, I'm also with the assumption that I think they're going to do well because they have the money to sign a lot of good players. But I'm also like, the back of my mind, I also know that's also not how reality works, and they can end up pulling some BS. So anything can happen.
Yeah. We just gonna have to see, man. It's a lot that we are asking questions about, thinking about. We're talking in group chats. We're talking spaces, podcasts. Like, we're just so curious what AP and them going to do this offseason, dog. Because it's like the way they look on the field last year, you have no choice but to get better. You have no choice but to get better, man.
Caleb Downs, Damien.
Yeah.
At 7? You cool with that?
Hell yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm good with it. I'm just good with good players. I want good players.
That boy don't give a damn. He said,
no. Damien, do you like?
I don't know what he's talking about.
That's a wild comment.
Yeah, that's kind of. Hey, pause, man. Pause,
you don't need to rephrase that, brother. You don't need to rephrase that, man. Because
I don't know what was that.
Why did you put that up there?
Hey,
what is?
Why did you even put that up there?
He's trying to get me. He's trying to get me, man. He was trying to get me. That's what it was, man.
He asked, "What do you like in your salad?"
Oh, he asked, "What do you like in your salads?"
Yeah, he rephrased it back.
Let me tell you, man. I like a good chicken Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Real good with the fresh Parmesan on it, right? Just fresh off the block, man. That's what I like. With some tomatoes in it, you know. That's probably it. I
still can't get over that, dude. Hey, bro.
I was like, I thought he was gonna say something. I might have been like, whoa, bro, pause. Oh, we were going crazy.
Oh my god. So we talked about the 7th round pick. We probably got a little bit of time left here. What about the 3rd and 4th and 5th round picks? What are some players that you're looking at? It don't matter what position.
Yeah, I think Grayson Holton from Oklahoma, he was really, really, really good this year. Plays inside, exceptional get off. Pause. After all the salad stuff, just has me just saying all kinds of stuff right now. But yeah, exceptional get off. Great athlete. Really high productivity as a pass rusher, especially in that rotation there at Oklahoma. He's a guy I would really, really like. I think the tight end from Vanderbilt. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I think he's a possibility there. Trigg from Baylor. I think he's a possibility there.
Yes.
But like those are like my big 3 that I really like. But I think Holton's an exceptional talent, man, and I think just only getting better. And he may not be a 3-down lineman at the next level, but dude, he's shown he can rush that damn passer. And if he's a 2-down lineman, what have we been talking about? I just want good players, bro. So just give me some good players.
Yeah. The Sonny Styles thing, because DT mentioned it, this linebacker class is deep. And this safety class is pretty damn good, too, when you got what's that kid from Toledo? McNeil Warren?
Yeah.
That boy.
He's good.
Yeah, that boy's good. And then you got some people like those hidden gems, like the Jalen Huskies of the world, or even the safety from Oregon.
Dylan.
Yeah. You got that guy. And then you got the guy from Indiana who played really, really well throughout that playoff run for them.
Was it Pons? D'Angelo? Are you talking about the corner?
No. They have a safety that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but this safety, yeah, him.
Bro, I have a whole freaking slideshow of all the prospects. I mean, almost 1,200.
So like this safety class is pretty damn good too. Now, how big is the gap from them to Caleb Downs? I think that's a question for other people. That I think Caleb Downs is he's a top 5 player in this class. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah,
he may not have the physical traits, but his IQ is really freaking good, man.
Yeah.
You can move him around, blitz him, put him at free, strong, nickel. You could put him in that standpoint. You could put him around the box. He's a chess piece. And you look at the way Durante loved Harrison Smith over in Minnesota. I can see that being his guy, Caleb Nance being his guy, and for his defense. So it just depends on where they go.
Josh Metellus as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's definitely, we definitely could be at a point in the draft where, okay, they don't go at a position that everybody's been barging for, but the linebacker class is very deep. It goes to day 3. Safety class deep can go to day 3. They're like, even with their style of defense, they don't necessarily have like truly premier guys. Like outside of really Harrison Smith, who has all the accolades and stuff, everybody else was just some of the guys like they took a risk on, like Isaiah Rodgers or Metellus. He was a day 3 guy. Jeff Okudah, he was a former first round pick, but he been bouncing around the league. He's been effective. So he Jones understands how to utilize their defensive backs. Now the question would be, will they take Downs at 7? I mean, me personally, I would take Downs at 7. I understand a lot of people is also, it's like the same argument with running back and linebacker. It's not a premium position, but to me, Caleb Downs is a football player, and he's a dude. We don't have no dudes out there, and he can provide flexibility, and he can make things easier for maybe a Quan Martin or whoever we sign that safety on back end.
I agree 100%. 100%. Just give me good football players. That's all I want. I don't care what position they are. The only position we're solidified at: left tackle, right tackle, quarterback. All right, and one corner. I do like Trey Amos a lot. I'm not gonna lie, Trey Amos as well. But other than that, everyone else, give me good players.
Hang on, Deuce. Hold on. He been talking about the draft, man. That's my guy, Deuce. Finishing up with Coleman. I got a profile on Coleman right now. We talking running back Sunday. Oh, it's about to be a good Sunday.
Boy. How do you feel about special teams? Kicker.
They need a kicker. That's the one position we haven't talked about, but they. And it's crazy.
Jason Moody another chance.
I mean, we could. You could, yeah. but it's funny. That whole kicker debate's interesting because a lot of people were like, before we saw McManus actually play, they were like, why did they blah 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 McManus whatever, right? Why did they let him go? Why did they cut bait with what they did, whatever? And he was horrible, right? So it's like anyone that they've looked at that position has just been mediocre, man. At least it's not as bad as Chris Blewett, right? But like it's still really, really bad. They need a kicker. I know Dylan Carlson's a free agent, but I haven't looked at his numbers. At one time he was really good, but they need a damn kicker, man. Hashtag kicker in the 7th. I agree, man. If he's good, he can hit it from 60. We can do it.
It's smack. Yes, sir. Trey Smack. Yeah.
The last 2 drafts, I guess I don't know when you want to close that, DT, but
you close it after this.
The last 2 drafts that we've had, what are some players you're looking for? Give me 3 players that you're looking at to say you need to be impactful.
Johnny Newton easily. Johnny Newton. I have more fingers on one hand than good games he's had at the next level. I think he has to definitely show something. I think Ben Sinnott. I think when they drafted him, like I was explaining to a couple people on Twitter, they probably drafted him thinking it was a luxury kind of pick, thinking because you had John Bates on the roster, he just extended. You had Zach Ertz right when they just drafted him. So I said, okay, we can give him a couple years to develop. Well, now's the time that you need to show something, right? I think Ben Sinnott's a big one, and honestly, I'm happy with Connerly. I'm happy with Trey Amos, dude. I think when it comes to their last 2 drafts, it's hard. It's hard to say like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, it was this and that, because a lot of them gave them good stuff in year 1, man. So I would say my last one, piggybacking off that's probably Sainer still, bro, because last year kind of showed you that you don't really know what kind of corner he is. You thought he'd be an inside guy, right? Then he played outside and he did kind of well in the playoff run. And then he went both this past year and was terrible. So for me, it's those three. Luckily, they're all from the same draft.
Same draft ladder. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All second rounders too.
Yes. That was literally the 3 second rounders they had, all of them in the second round. Guess what? It's time to show something.
Agreed.
It's time to show something, or else you're going to be delivering my DoorDash, man. That's probably it, you know?
Sit at Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl fullback is crazy.
Yeah, Pro Bowl fullback is wild. Hey, I respect the fullbacks, though, man, but that is wild.
that is wild.
It's crazy, bro.
I'm also hoping Kane Medrano can take a step too in this.
Yeah,
because he's got some athleticism. You got to give McGee and Kane Medrano some type of competition. Don't just hand them the job. Give them competition. Make them earn their keep here on this team. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do this third year with this regime. So
absolutely.
All right, man. I think that's good. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. This was definitely an insightful conversation. We definitely had some long conversations about some of the roster construction, some hot takes you had on the time that you reunited up here on the podcast. You shared with us how you think about the draft. So this is definitely a good episode. Appreciate you for hopping on with us, man. And look, you're welcome anytime to hop up here. You know, you can come out here if you want to do a mock draft, do a mock schedule. Anything, you're welcome on the Ins and Out of the podcast with me, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, bro. This was dope. I used to do this kind of stuff all the time in college, bro. So anytime you want me on, you just reach out to me, bro, and we'll make it happen. I'll make it happen, man. Anytime. That goes to any Commanders content creator, bro. I don't care who it is. All right, I'm just trying to talk about this team and hopefully see Jaden Daniels take us to the promised land, baby. That's all I want in life.
Yes, sir.
Especially with them jerseys coming out.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Burgundy ones. Yeah.
Can't wait for that, man. I can't wait for that. Appreciate you, Dave, for coming on to the pod, man. Thank you for your time. You, like DT said, we appreciate your input, your insight, your opinions. Good ball talk, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Definitely. I'm trying to get this damn light, man. I'm on my phone. This light's taking up all my face. But like, I appreciate y'all, and I'll holler at y'all. Thank y'all so much again.
No problem, man.
All
right, later.
All right.
Hey Zay, what you cooking, bro?
All right, Caleb. That was a good episode with you, man.
I like that.
We're gonna have I think this would be a great offseason. Up here, and the fans as well. But Caleb, we had Damien. See you guys next time.
Hey Zay, what you cooking, bro?